The Chinese longevity secrets that have kept people thriving for millennia are hiding in plain sight. In this masterclass, we will cover everything you need to know about them, breaking down the essential daily habits of movement, nutrition, and energy cultivation that traditional Eastern masters have refined over thousands of years. China is home to roughly 39,000 centenarians, and tucked away in its southern provinces are villages where living past 100 isn't remarkable. Researchers and longevity scientists, including Blue Zone's researcher Dan Bietner, have identified Bama Yao Autonomous County in Guangxi Province as one of the world's great longevity regions. One village of just 515 people has 7 centenarians. That's nearly 200 times the global standard for what qualifies as a longevity township. Scientists studying these populations have even identified longevity-linked gene variants, including FOXO3A, appearing with unusual frequency among Bama residents, suggesting that generations of this lifestyle may have shaped the biology of the people who live it. Meanwhile, in the historic city of Rugao, itself the subject of dedicated centenarian research by Chinese gerontologists, over 1,200 centenarians walk the streets, some of them couples still celebrating wedding anniversaries after more than 50 years together. So what do these people know that the rest of us don't? The answer isn't a single miracle food or a hidden exercise. It's an entire system of living, refined over 2,500 years, built on 3 pillars: diet, movement, and mindset. Let's start with what they eat. The centenarians of Bama and Rugao follow a plant-forward diet that would look almost shockingly simple to most Westerners. Vegetables at every meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Their staples include cabbage, summer bamboo shoots, green beans, wild vegetables gathered from the mountains, corn, nuts, and fruit. Rather than white rice, they prefer whole grains like brown rice or black rice. Fermented soy products like tofu and tempeh show up regularly. Families in Bama often start their mornings with homemade soybean porridge. Meat is limited, fried foods are virtually non-existent. Soups are seasoned with hemp oil. And here's a detail that matters enormously: they eat these foods close to the day they're harvested. Maximum freshness, maximum nutritional value. This isn't farm to table as a trendy restaurant concept, it's just life. Traditional Chinese medicine frames this approach through the lens of the Taoist diet, where food isn't merely fuel, it's medicine. The ancient text known as the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine, the Huangdi Neijing, written between 475 and 225 BCE, describes people living to 120 years old because they ate and drank with moderation on a regular basis and avoided excessive fatigue. Traditional Chinese medicine views diet through the theory of the 5 elements and the balance of yin and yang. A well-balanced diet regulates the body's internal harmony and prevents disease before it ever takes root. Then there are the herbs. 4 stand out across the literature. Ginseng, an adaptogen that helps the body manage stress. Huang qi, or astragalus, which supports immune function and is often simmered into broths and soups. Lingzhi mushroom, also known as reishi, prized for boosting energy and memory. And the goji berry, a potent antioxidant that protects against cellular damage. Chinese herbal tea benefits extend far beyond simple hydration. These teas have been used for centuries as daily longevity tonics, delivering concentrated plant compounds in the most accessible form possible. But perhaps the most powerful dietary habit isn't about what they eat. It's about when they stop. There's a Confucian teaching now famous in Okinawa, itself one of Dan Bietner's original Blue Zones as Hara Hachi Bu, that instructs people to eat until they are only 80% full. The wisdom behind this is physiological. There's a 15 to 20 minute delay between your stomach being full and your brain registering it. By stopping at that subjective 80% mark, you avoid chronic overeating. Modern research, including findings from the calorie trial on caloric restriction, calls this one of the lowest risk and best supported longevity interventions currently available. Now, movement. If you visit Bama, you won't find gyms. What you'll find are people walking long distances over hilly terrain, working the land by hand, gardening well into their 90s. Physical activity isn't scheduled. It's woven into the fabric of daily life. But layered on top of that natural movement are two ancient practices that science is now validating with extraordinary enthusiasm. Tai Chi, rooted in Chinese medicine and practiced since the 17th century, has become one of the most studied movement interventions in the world. China alone has contributed 68.5% of all Tai Chi research publications. And the findings are remarkable. A 2024 meta-analysis found that Tai Chi reduces fall risk by 40% among elderly practitioners. It improves sleep quality by 33%. It enhances balance, walking speed, and proprioception, that critical ability to sense your body's position in space that naturally declines with age. Harvard Health Publishing has gone so far as to say there is evidence that Tai Chi may help you live a longer, more vital life. The optimal dose appears to be 5 to 6 hours per week. Then there's Qigong, the older and quieter sibling. Qigong for beginners is remarkably accessible because it combines gentle movements, breathwork, meditation, and visualization into sequences that almost anyone can perform. In traditional Chinese medicine, these movements are understood to circulate qi through the body's meridian pathways, the same energetic channels that underlie acupuncture, keeping vital energy flowing freely rather than stagnating. The Baduanjin, or 8-section brocades, has been practiced for over 1,000 years and has been shown to improve sleep quality, balance, grip strength, flexibility, and blood pressure. Studies show that Qigong reduces oxygen consumption by up to 16%, even more than during sleep, indicating a profound state of metabolic restoration. Practitioners demonstrate more synchronized brainwave patterns and elevated serotonin levels. A meta-analysis in the American Journal of Health Promotion found that Qigong significantly reduces cortisol, anxiety, and fatigue while improving immune response. These aren't just exercises, they're moving meditations, and that brings us to the third pillar: mindset. At the philosophical core of Chinese longevity secrets is a concept called yang sheng, which translates to nourishing life. It dates back to the Han Dynasty and represents 2,500 years of accumulated medical knowledge focused on one fundamental question: how do people attain longevity? Sun Simiao, the Tang Dynasty physician revered as the king of medicine, was one of its greatest champions, writing extensively about how nurturing life through daily discipline, emotional balance, and harmonious living was the true path to a long and vital existence. Yang Sheng teaches that a person's life is sustained by 3 treasures: Jing, or essence, the foundational energy you're born with, Qi, or vital breath, the life force that animates your daily functioning, and Shen, or spirit, the mind and consciousness that give your life meaning. To nourish all 3 requires harmony between body, mind, and environment. This isn't abstract philosophy, it's a practical daily discipline taught in Chinese medicine schools to this day. The Taoist roots run deep here. Taoism's core principle of Wei, or non-action, isn't about doing nothing. It's about flowing with life rather than fighting against it. Acceptance. Detachment from unnecessary stress. Finding strength in softness and flexibility. Meanwhile, Confucian values of filial piety and strong family bonds provide the social architecture, the daily sense of purpose and belonging that keeps people engaged with life long after retirement age. The centenarians themselves describe it simply. Chu Chaishi, who celebrated her 124th birthday on January 1, 2025, born during the Qing dynasty, credits her longevity to 3 things: sticking to routines, eating 3 meals a day, and optimism. The residents of Rugao attribute their long lives to healthy sleep habits, going to bed early and rising with the sun, and to what researchers describe as a convivial environment. Community, laughter, connection. There is a quiet lesson in all of this. The Chinese longevity tradition doesn't isolate one variable and optimize it to extremes. It harmonizes everything. Fresh food eaten slowly and never to excess. Daily movement that serves a purpose beyond fitness. A philosophical framework that values balance, acceptance, and joy in simplicity. Every year, more than 2 million visitors travel to Bama, hoping to absorb some of its magic. The locals call these visitors migratory birds, but the real secret of Bama isn't in its mineral-rich water or its air saturated with negative oxygen ions, though those certainly help. The secret is a way of living that treats longevity not as a goal to be hacked, but as a natural outcome of living well. And that, perhaps, is the most important Chinese longevity secret of all. You don't chase a long life. You cultivate one day by day, meal by meal, breath by breath.